Good evening. Welcome to the Florence City Council Caucus meeting. First item on the agenda is reimbursable grant for signal improvements. That's US 42 Mall Road and Ewing Boulevard. Mr. Hall.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, so this is a project we've been talking about for a long time. So I'm excited today to finally see we're at a place where you could consider it a finish line, at least to get construction funding. So that is what we have before you is the agreement with KYTC. This is for those that maybe don't know the project, this is for adaptive traffic signaling. We have 28 intersections, and this will run from Ewing Boulevard all the way to Mount Zion. It will include the jug handle. It will include all the lights on Mall Road, and then the lights, the one light we have outside of this government center facility. So some of you may or may not know, currently US 42, all that traffic system is managed by KYTC. When Mall Road, it was a state project. When we took that over through the improvements that were made, that became a city street, and we took over the ownership of those streetlights. So we have been managing streetlights, at least on 42 and this one light on Ewing Boulevard for many years now. As part of this project, once we complete it, the adaptive traffic signal, which what that is basically you run fiber optic lines to each light, and that allows us to put a technology, a software built into these lights that adapts to what's happening on the roadway. This is, they've got it up in Ohio. There's a few places in Lexington, busy roadways that utilize this, and it basically just makes your street more effective. So if you're sitting at an intersection and there's nobody in the street, it's reading, it's adapting to what's going on, and it makes traffic move quicker. The other bonus that we've included with our project is for our emergency responders. So they will have a device in their vehicles, and it's just a preemptive. They're going on a call, they hit their lights, don't know exactly how that's going to work, but it'll basically show them green lights all the way so that it can improve their response times for things in the city of Florence. So it's exciting. We're finally there. We know the congestion on US 42 is there. It exists. So we're hopeful this will relieve that a little bit through this process. But in order to do that, we've been working with KYTC for about 5 years. We got this grant that long ago, and we got some funding to design, and now we finally have before us the funding to build this out. So what I need from council is approving the resolution for the mayor to have the authority to sign this agreement so we can move forward with that official request to receive the funding. The project is about $3.7 million. It's an 80-20. We are partnering with Boone County on this project, so about 70% of the project will be, so we got 20%, and we break that apart. So all in, once it's all said and done of this $3.7 million project, the city will be about $200,000 in, and Boone County will be around $500,000 based on how things play out. So that is, that's the gist of the project. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Any questions?
May I?
Ms. Wells?
So would you explain a little bit more about, now that the construction funding is here, the design's been done, we've been waiting for the final approval to start. What's the process at this point as far as the bid and a timeline that you're looking at where we might actually see some results from this ongoing?
Yep, so we will, as soon as the mayor signs this, we'll send this back to KYTC. They'll send us the official notice. Hopeful that'll happen quickly. Then we will put this out to bid in the paper. We'll run it probably for, my guess is probably 21 days, unless we're advised to do it longer. From there, we'll evaluate the bids, probably interview those, because there's several that do this type of work, so we want to make sure that we vet them and do some demos and make sure we get the right players on board. And then we'll set up a pre-construction meeting, and that will outline the timeline. We're hopeful, I'm hopeful, I'd like to get this done this year, but we are running all new fiber optic down 42 and Mall Road to make all this happen. So the goal would be the end of the year, but until we get a contractor on hand and see their schedule, I won't know that for certain.
And then your department is managing this for the county as well as for the city?
We
You're
are.
doing the oversight?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Eric. Next, we have discussion for Resolution R26-001A of the Boone County Planning Commission, recommending approval with conditions for request of Dr. Michael Redmond, applicant owner, for a change in approved concept development plan in a commercial 2 plan development Parkway Corridor Overlay District for an approximate 0.47 acre area located at 7276 Burlington Pike, and providing the recommendation before to the City of Florence, Kentucky, Florence Council. So, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you. On screen, I have the PowerPoint presentation. Looking at an approximate 0.47 acre site, it's located at the corner of Kentucky 18 and Wallace Avenue. It's a change in concept plan request to allow other C2 uses to occupy the building. Back in 2002, there was a zone change for the property, and the only uses that were approved at that time were chiropractic and medical office. So the only uses that can occupy the building currently. Of course, an aerial map of the subject site, you can see it's on the corner of Kentucky 18 and Wallace next to Stringtown Park. You got single-family residential uses to the north. Zoning map, again, commercial 2 plan development. It is in the Parkway Corridor Study Overlay to the north, residential 1 family zoning. Topographical map, 940 at the back of the site. It continues to fall off towards the rear. Future land use map, which is probably a mistake, or is a mistake, because that should be shown as commercial based on the 2002 zone change to commercial. View of the property from 18, you can see the Doctor Wellness Group currently, or formerly occupied the building. I think they're still in there today. There's 20 parking spaces on site. We are going to be talking about this fence here in the back that is in the rear buffer in front of the trees, but you can see this portion of the parking lot is not screened, and there's a house that's behind those trees. View down Wallace Avenue, so the subject site is on the left. You can see single-family residential dwellings. Rear yard of the subject site, again, that fence that we're going to be talking about, it is vinyl. Concept plan does not show any improvements, so it's basically the site as is, just asking for additional C2 uses to be able to occupy the building. As far as the applicant's comments during the public hearing, he is retiring. He wants to sell the building, but those two, that condition about the only uses being chiropractic and medical office is making it very difficult to sell it. Class Jewelers has a contract to buy the building. They are located on the other side of 18 and need more parking. An adjoining property owner did speak at the public hearing. She brought up drainage issues on site. There's security concerns about a jeweler. She wanted the inappropriate C2 uses to be eliminated, and she wanted to see the privacy fence extended to separate this commercial use from her residential use. The Planning Commission did vote to approve or recommend approval of this with 5 conditions. When the Planning and Zoning Committee met, we did make some edits to that, so I'm going to go over those. Number 1, the following principally permitted conditional and accessory uses shall be permitted. First is art gallery, second, business support services, financial services, medical, dental, and optical, office, personal services, retail with the exclusion of liquor stores and vape shops, a veterinary hospital or clinic would be allowed, aquarium, arboretum, botanical garden, wildlife preserve, and natural exhibition, business and trade schools, cultural exhibits, postal services, and solar energy systems integrated. So all those would be allowed. There was many C2 uses that were eliminated. As far as conditional uses, these would still have to go to the Florence Board of Adjustment for approval. If someone wanted to seek one of these, the first one would be body art services, historic sites and structures, and residential care facilities for handicapped persons. As far as accessory uses, which are accessory to a principally permitted use, they would be a dwelling unit for a property owner or caretaker, battery energy storage, Tier 1, customary accessory buildings and uses, something like that would be a shed, loading and uncrating, fences, parking, signs, and solar energy system rooftop. So those are the uses. Second condition, daily business hours of any permitted business shall be limited from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thirdly, the existing monument sign shall not be altered unless a face change is proposed or the entire sign is being replaced with a like structure. Fourth, building-mounted signs shall be limited to the front building facade only. Any such signage shall comply with Section 3199 of the zoning regulations, and that section requires channel letter signage. Number 5, additional exterior lighting shall be limited to low-level, low-wattage landscaping path lights to illuminate the access point and western parking lot. The lighting shall be located and oriented inwards toward the subject site, be constructed with individual fixtures and not strip lighting, and not exceed 18 inches in height. Number 6, except for routine maintenance and the color of the building, no physical changes can be made to the north, which is the rear and east facades of the existing building. Any proposed changes to the building color shall comply with Section 3199 of the zoning regulations, and that generally requires natural colors. We did have a conversation, I did have a conversation today with the adjoining property owner, and I did talk with Pat and Gary about this. She asked if the privacy fence could be extended, because she experiences some impacts from the parking lot. So I did check with Dr. Redmond about this as well. He has no objection to this, so this would be an additional condition 7, which is currently not in your packet. That condition would read, the existing privacy fence in the rear buffer yard shall be extended to the southwest to fully screen the subject parking lot from the adjoining single-family residential property to the north. So let me go back to that here. So basically what that means is this privacy fence would be extended this way, and it would basically align with the corner of the parking lot. So the parking lot impacts would be reduced. That's pretty much it for my presentation.
Anyone have any questions?
You did say Klaus Jewelers has got a.
Contract to buy.
Pat, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, not really. We had our meeting early in February, we had it, and staff members were there. Justin Finke was there, and Mr. Morgan, Mr. Neighbor, and Mr. Wynn and myself. We did not realize, actually, there were comments about the fence in the public hearing, but we didn't realize exactly what she was referring to. And Todd found that out today, and we felt like, but, you know, I don't know that we missed it, but it was something that wasn't clear at the time, and I think it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and add that to it. I think everyone seems to be pretty willing to agree to these kinds of things, and they want that location, and we want to be friendly to the residential property that's adjacent. They've been good neighbors for Dr. Redmond's building for years, and would like to keep it that way.
Very good. Any other questions? All right, next for the mayor's report. We will be hosting a citywide St. Patrick's Day scavenger hunt starting this Friday, March 6th through March 17th. It'll be throughout the city, and there will be giant Irish symbols hidden throughout the city. We encourage participants to capture their journey by taking photos at each stop and emailing the photos to scavenger.hunt@florence-ky.gov. Participants that send all 9 will receive a pot of gold prize. The Florence Police Department will hold their Police Citizen Academy beginning March 25th through May 13th. This is an 8-week course and will be held on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9 p.m. The application is available on the City of Florence website. Please contact the Florence Police Department at 859-647-5420 for more information. The Florence Police Department will host the annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28th at Thomas More Stadium, home of the Florence Yalls. The fun kicks off at 10 a.m. with games, music, local vendors, and free photos with the Easter Bunny. For more information, you can contact Community Services Coordinator Tina Benjamin at 859-647-5425. Is there anyone on council who desires recognition? Ms. Wingo?
I just want to mention that the first year that we did the Shamrock What's it called?
Scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt, thank you. The first year we had that, my grandson was young enough to do that. He's a little old for it now. He had so much fun with that. And you don't have to do it all in one day. You can do it in a couple of days, you know, so you can drive around a little bit one day and another day. But he had a great time with it, and he trying to figure out the clues and what they meant. So it's a good event. It's fun to do.
Thank you. Anyone, any department heads? Anyone in the audience desire recognition? Please come to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good evening.
Allowing me to speak. I'm Roger Berger. For those that are watching this on TV or another device, I'd like to give a little review if I may. On February 10th, at a meeting of this council, I asked you to pass an ordinance that would prohibit ICE and Homeland Security from buying or leasing any facility within the city, which would become an internment or a concentration facility. Mr. Hunt, who I greatly respect, sent me an email, which you all have, in which he made essentially 5 points. One, he said that historically, with emphasis on historically, Council does not entertain resolutions addressing federal policy that fall outside the scope of city authority. State and federal law prohibits Florence to influence federal enforcement decisions. Council has not traditionally taken action advising private property owners regarding lawful sale or lease decisions. As a matter of practice, council does not take action based on speculative scenarios. And lastly, point out that I live outside the city of Cincinnati, and in a very polite way, my interpretation of what he said was that I do not have jurisdiction to bring this matter to you. My response, I guess, is as follows. I owned a business on Main Street for 17 years, from 1981 through 99, and I sold it. And I am very, very much proud of this city and like to be engaged in things that are going on within the city. It's one of these things that when there's a community, you like to participate, and so that's what I like to do. In my view, historically, these are not normal times. The president and his cabinet are erratic in their actions, with each day bringing more chaos and lies. Congress is inactive. The lives of ordinary folks are not improving, and our government is failing to help. In a Rutgers poll taken in the afternoon of February 24th before the State of the Union, 61% of Americans agree that Trump has become more erratic, with 30% of Republicans agreeing. At 84, I don't always know the terms, what they mean, like ordinance or resolution. But all I want from you as a council is to give your opinion so that your voters and the Boone County Fiscal Court can hear you. a large percentage, I would think probably 99% of the county, doesn't realize that Boone County houses ICE and Homeland Security detainees. And so, the fiscal court communicates with you, and you should communicate with them. Let me give you an example that might reflect on my request for council's opinion. Mr. and Mrs. Smith live in Florence with 2 young girls. Both girls were born in the U.S., but the Smiths crossed our border several years ago. Mr. Smith works as a skilled Finnish carpenter and has paid taxes to Florence for 12 years. One day, ICE agents picked up both adults while the children were at school and took them to the Boone County Jail. I guess you get the gist of what this means. I would like you to convey to your voters and to the Boone County Fiscal Court that having concentration or internment facilities within the city limits is something that you do not want. I wonder, Mr. Nguyen, if you could give us your opinion on this.
Interesting topic, hot topic. I'll leave it at that.
So you have no opinion,
Not that I'd like to repeat, no, sir.
because,
It's just my opinion.
I'm sorry, I didn't
It's
hear
just
you.
my opinion.
Just your opinion is because.
Right.
Okay, well, that's different. Who else here? Ms. Cable, what about you? Do you have an opinion?
I'm with Mr. Nguyen.
So this is how it's going to go. Well, I'm sorry. It's something that the vast majority of Americans don't agree with internment or concentration camps. We had that experience once before in our country. And we learned a lesson back then not to do it again, but it is happening. And I'm very disappointed. Does any council member wish to speak about this? Or are you all because?
Are you aware that we're a nonpartisan legislative body that has no merit or position to act on federal position?
I am aware of that.
Thank you.
What I'm asking is that you communicate with your voters and with the Boone County Fiscal Court that you do not want concentration facilities within Boone County. It's a simple request. It has nothing to do with influencing the federal government. It's just a communication between the council and the fiscal court, which happens all the time, I suppose, in both directions. So why is this simple request? Why is it so painful for you all to render an opinion besides because?
Ms.
I
Whalen?
think every individual in this room, every individual on this council has the right and the desire. They can contact their state legislature, their federal legislators, express their opinion to them. We hold as much weight as an individual resident and voter in those communications as you do, and much more than this body who has no influence directly on federal legislation or federal policy. And I think it's probably, in my opinion, unfair for you to stand and point out individual council members, asking them to speak to something that is outside of our jurisdiction as a group, but to ask us individually to do what we do when something comes up in Frankfurt. We're asked to contact our legislators individually and express to them how we feel about legislation, things that are in front of them. I think it's the same thing here. I think it's more than fair for you to stand there and ask us if we're willing to contact our legislators, the people that are watching this to contact their legislators, and express that as a voter, as a resident.
I apologize. I really do. I didn't mean to have this not be a friendly kind of a thing.
And I'm not saying it's not friendly. I'm simply saying you can ask everybody in this room to express that to the people that do hold the power in the policymaking decision.
Well, the fiscal court has some power to make decisions.
But not at the federal level.
No, I'm not asking at the federal level. I'm just asking for you all to convey that you don't want concentration facilities, in this case, within the city of Florence. But, you know, I thank you so very much for allowing me to speak. I do so, as you know, periodically. I'm a news junkie, and read the Times and the Post and the Atlantic, and the Wall Street Journal, all these online, and I enjoy it. At 84, I don't remember a whole bunch, but I enjoy it. And there have been other towns and counties and conservative red states that have gone on the record saying that they don't want to have these kinds of facilities in their town, city, or county. But I thank you again for allowing me to come up here, and Godspeed.
To you as well.
Thank you, Mr. Berger, and we appreciate your comments. Anyone else in the audience desire recognition? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ms. Whalen, second by Mr. Nguyen. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.